So, we are testing over Unit 2 on Thursday and Friday for you guys. What's your name on here? And it is third hour currently. The first 3 sections of the unit were all together. Please stop making noise with rulers. The first 3 sections of the unit were all together, all learning about how to find slope. So slope is always M. Slope is your rise over your run to the right. It is our change in y values over our change in x values. And then y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So 3 ways to do the same thing. Y's are always on top, x's are always on bottom. Up and down is always on top, side to side's always on bottom. This first one, a graph. To count that, we count rise over run. So this is a negative slope. We go down and to the right. We go down 2 and right 1. So our slope there would be negative 2 over 1. Okay, on a table, we want to look at the change in our y values on top. So from 5 to 3, what do we do? Minus 2. From 3 to 1, we... What's the difference from 3 to 1? Minus 2. And from 1 to negative 1? Minus 2. Yeah, so our change in y values is always going down 2. And then our change in x values, from negative 8 to negative 4. Are we going up? So I agree with the 4. Negative 8 to negative 4, we're going up. So we're going up 4 there. Negative 4 to 0. Up 4. And 0 to 4. 0 to 4. Up 4. Okay. So our slope there, it's always y over x. So that's a tricky thing because we're used to reading from left to right. We have to remember it's change in y over change in x. This is negative 2 over 4. What can I do with that fraction? Simplify it. What can I divide 2 and 4 both by? 2. So I divide by 2 on top. Negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So I get negative 1/2. Okay. And then the last method of finding slope we did was our slope formula. For the slope formula, the first thing that I would recommend you guys do, especially since it's been a while, is label your ordered pairs. This is x1 and y1. This is x2 and y2. And I know you have the formula up there. I'm going to rewrite it right here just so we can see it. So it's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. What is my y2 value? 3. Okay, thank you, Seth. Somebody else. What is my y1 value? Negative 7. So on the top, I should have 3 minus negative 7. There is a minus that's part of the equation, and the 7 is negative. So we can either use our calculator to do that and put in 3 minus negative 7, or we can know that subtracting a negative is the same thing as adding a positive. What is 3 plus 7? 10. Okay, any questions about the top of that? Okay, on the bottom, we're going to do x2 minus x1. What is my x2 value? 5. Thank you, Kristen. Somebody else, what is my x1 value? What? What is my x1 value? 3. Thank you. Okay. So there's no 2. So 5 minus 3 on bottom. So that's x2 minus x1. Then 5 minus 3 is 2. And then I've got 10 over 2. I can write this answer 2 different ways. I can either reduce it to 5 over 1, or I can put just 5. Either one is fine. Okay. Any questions? Hey, next thing that we are going to look at is we are going to look at slope-intercept form. So slope-intercept form, this is straight out of your notes. Y equals mx plus b. What does my m stand for? Slope. What does my b stand for? Y-intercept. So if there was a question on the district assessment that said, what two pieces of information can you easily find from an equation in slope-intercept form? What two pieces of information can you easily find from an equation in slope-intercept form? Slope and crazy that that's what they named it. Okay, then right here, this y equals x always throws us off. What number is in front of that x?
1.
A 1. And if I want to make that a fraction, I can put it over 1. And then what is my y-intercept if there's no y-intercept? 0. Yep. Good job. Okay. Horizontal and vertical lines. Horizontal lines have 0 slope and are y equals a number. Show me with your arm what a horizontal line looks like. Okay, this is what a horizontal line is. If you did not hold that up, or if you think you might forget between today and Thursday, draw a horizontal line right there. Okay, show me with your arm what a vertical line looks like. Okay, same thing. Vertical lines have an undefined slope. Their x equals a number. Questions, concerns, emotions, thoughts about anything on this side of the note card? Alright, flip this over then. This is the one where we have the most stuff. We are going to do this one twice, so you have a whole example. Please stop tapping. Of both methods that you can use. If there is a method you prefer, you will be able to use one method or the other. So you don't need to be able to do both methods, but we're going to do both methods on the note card. So the first method we did was converting. So I'm going to take my equation, 4x minus 8y equals 16. I'm going to convert that. So I'm trying to solve for y. The first thing that I need to do is get rid of that 4x. So I'm going to subtract 4x from both sides. I get negative 8y equals. And then instead of writing 16 minus 4x, I'm going to write minus 4x plus 16. That's closer to being in y equals mx plus b4. Okay. Robbie, Avery, why aren't we writing right now? Okay. Then we want to get y by itself. That negative 8 is keeping y from being by itself, so we're going to divide everything by negative 8. Divide by negative 8, divide by negative 8, divide by negative 8. We get y equals. What is a negative divided by a negative? Positive. 4 over 8. 4 is what of 8? Half. So 4 is half of 8. So 4 over 8 reduces to 1/2. So I've got y equals 1/2 x. And then 16 divided by negative 8 is negative 2. Okay, so if I wanted to graph that using that method, I would start at negative 2. I would graph a slope of 1/2, so I would go up 1, right 2, 1, right 2, up 1, right 2. You can also go down and left a couple times. It's like the only actual line we're graphing on the note card, I think. See what I mean? Just that, like,
Winding, grinding.
just like the constant, like, hiss. It's not doing the big clunky, clunky, clunky. But I think we got it all the way quiet at some point.
I will ask Ryan and we'll go from there.
Alright, cool. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Hey, any questions about that guy? Hey, then if we wanted to do it the other way, the intercepts method, that is us plugging in 0 for y to find the x-intercept, plug in 0 for x to find the y-intercept. So, x-intercept, we would be plugging in 0 for y. What is 8 times 0?
0.
0. So we're just going to 0 that out, and all we're going to solve is 4x equals 16. Divide both sides by 4. We get x equals 4. We would put a dot on our graph right there at x equals 4. Okay, for my y-intercept, I would plug in 0 for x. 4 times 0 is going to be 0. So then I'm just going to have negative 8y equals 16. Divide both sides by negative 8. I'm going to get y equals negative 2. So then I would go put a dot on my y-axis at negative 2. Then I would do a better job than I did and connect those two together. Okay? So, 2 ways to graph the same line. If you do it the intercepts method, you're just going to have those 2 points I circled connected. If you do it the slope-intercept method, you would have all of those points. 2 ways to do the same thing. Okay. Questions, concerns, emotions, thoughts? Okay, for linear inequalities, I put on the table for you of where you shade and whether you use a dashed or solid line. Wow, if there was a multiple choice question on my test that said, what symbol do you shade, I think it's shade like above a solid line for, I could just use my table to answer that and get it correct. Crazy how that works. Okay, and then parallel and perpendicular lines have the same slope, parallel lines have the same slope. Perpendicular line slopes are opposite reciprocals. Let's put an example so we know what that means. Let's do 2/3. What is the opposite reciprocal of 2/3? Negative 3 halves. Yeah. So negative 3 over 2. So you flip it and then you make it positive or negative. All right. And then we've got our 2 formulas on there. If you are given a y-intercept, you are going to fill in your slope and your y-intercept. If you are given a point and a slope, you fill in the point. So this is the x1 and the y1, and you'll also fill in the slope. Hey, any questions? I don't know what I said. All right, if you want extra examples of anything, there's a little bit of space there. There's a little bit of space there. If you want to write small and add in any extra little notes around the edges, you are more than welcome to. So if you need to put a little message to yourself here, there, or like around the edges, you are more than welcome to. I'm going to go ahead and stop this video. Okay. We will bring around reviews. You guys have the rest of class.